Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculines and anybody else who finds their way to this channel. Welcome to your Sacred Sexuality Tarot and Oracle card reading for the week. This is a powerful week. We are in an eclipse gateway, but actually it won't be a gateway by the time that you are seeing this video, because this is releasing on April 8th, which is the day of the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse in Aries. Aries is it's the first sign of the zodiac. It's a fire sign. It's a masculine sign. It's a lot of action, and it's our sense of self. It's our roots. It's the root chakra. It's how we feel safe in the world and safe in the body. So with an eclipse in this sign, also conjunct, and if you're not understanding the terminology, don't worry about it. Just ignore that part and just take the rest that I'm saying. It's conjunct Chiron, which is an asteroid that represents the wounded healer energies. And we all have a wound that we come in with or that we experience throughout our lifetimes, usually childhood, some sort of core wounding that really affects how we go through life, and affects how we connect, and affects our relationships. It affects our self-esteem. It affects how we relate to the world, and it affects our sense of self, our sense of self-worth, feeling secure and confident in our bodies, in our experience in the world, in connections, in relationships. So with the sun that's illuminating, right, very like lighting things up, conjunct that wounded healer, that wound, it's bringing things up to the surface for us to look at. It's illuminating some of that wounding. And also the sun is a fire energy. Aries is a fire energy. So maybe burning up some of that wound, clearing some of that wound out for you. But it doesn't just happen. It takes a little bit of, stillness. And I've been mentioning in the videos recently, in that eclipse gateway, in between, we just had the lunar eclipse. I was going to say in Libra, is that correct? Yes. Lunar eclipse in Libra, which was all about relationships and how we're relating, and not just relationships with people, but how we're relating to everything in our experience, right? So, and now we have on the opposite end the signs, the astrological signs, work in pairs, kind of opposite ends. So when Libra is more of like relationships, Aries is more about the self, so we just went through that experience around relationships, and I wonder what came up for you around that. And now we're over here with this sense of self and that wound that gets in the way of our having those healthy relationships. But it's a moving forward. It's a letting go and a release. With that lunar eclipse, there was some clearing out, and this is what eclipses do anyway. They are helping us to move on, to step stronger into a new way of being. They're like a fated experience, fated energies, like this is your path forward. So they're really supportive of really clearing some stuff out, annihilating some things. There can be quick changes in eclipse season. So and we have usually at least two sets of eclipses throughout the year. Sometimes there's three. So a lot of people don't necessarily realize that, because when eclipses hit the news, it's usually because it's a really big eclipse in your area, and then we think, oh, there's an eclipse, but they're actually happening about every 6 months, so pretty regularly, or less, actually, they're more often. So just wanted to throw that out there. So because we talk about them a lot when we talk about astrology, and as we're going on our spiritual path and we're getting more connected to more of the cosmos and a bigger experience of our experience of our universe, of our solar system, recognizing as we go along on our spiritual path, we start connecting with more energies outside of ourselves and understanding how they are affecting us. And this is how we navigate. And, when we're in a more unconscious state, we are not paying attention to these external sources and energies that are greatly affecting us. So this is part of the spiritual path, and why I talk about astrology so much, because they are big energies in our experience. And given that, I'm an energy healer, sound healer, that's a big part of what I do. understanding energies and the energies of our lived experience and in our reality, that's very important. You know, that's how we navigate in a smoother way. So eclipses are very powerful energies that affect the entire collective and us at an individual level. So they're really big. This one in particular is going to affect the United States in a really big way. And so watch Texas, watch what's going on in Texas, because it's coming right across the two eclipses. We had a big solar eclipse previously, I believe it was solar, and another eclipse that are crossing in Texas. And it's prophecy that, you know, some big action is going to be happening in Texas. Something's going down in Texas, and we're already seeing that, right? It's very interesting. The COVID came about, astrology knew, you know, a huge conjunction, very important conjunction between Pluto and Saturn happened in 2020 in January, and astrologers knew something major is going down. And then within a few months, we had COVID that shut the whole world down. And that's what that energy was all about. We just didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, but we knew something huge was coming. So this is another reason we watch astrology and pay attention to that. So not only on the personal level, but how is it going to affect us collectively and globally, you know? So these eclipses right now are really big for the United States. So lots of shifts happening there. So that's on a different level. We're talking about sacred sexuality here, right? So bring it back in. But just wanted to emphasize why astrology can be so important and so beneficial for us. So this eclipse is conjunct that wounded healer energy again. So coming back to that. So, and I think we all have some wounding, some really big wounding around our sexuality, right? Our sexual energies. So, you know, under that context, this is what we're talking about here on this channel, sacred sexuality. What is the wounding that might be coming up for you for reflection and to look at and to intentionally release or recognize, like, okay, I need to do some work around this. Here's an area that's really, and setting intention to release it. You know, when we go internal and we take some time and reflection, we take some time for stillness and we look at, you know, what is getting in the way of my healthy sexuality, healthy ways of relating. And of course, that's not probably going to be just one thing, you know, our lives, all of the things work together. You know, it's a confluence of energies that bring us to this point where we're at. And it's way bigger than just our own personal energies, right? It's societal, it's collective, it's all the belief systems, it's all the structures and the the ways that we relate to our sexuality and our sexual energy and our bodies in this society, in societies in general, in a patriarchal, religious dominated world, really. You know, it's not just our society or our culture here, like in the United States, but it's a worldwide, this patriarchal religious thing is a worldwide experience. It's part of the age of Pisces, and we're starting to, you know, kind of move out of that, out of giving our power away to those systems, and we're coming back internal and learning to trust ourselves, learning to trust our own guidance systems. We're no longer outsourcing our power to somebody else telling us what our light needs to look like, what our sexuality should look like, what's shameful, what's good, what's bad. You know, we're moving out of that paradigm, and part of this Aries eclipse is helping to bring you back in and empower you around your sexual energy. You know, that's one way to work with this eclipse energy. Aries, again, is that sense of self, and we just had the Libra relationships eclipse. So, you know, how do the two work? If you're not strong in your sense of self, if you're not strong in your own sexuality, you're sure as fuck not gonna have a healthy sexual relationship. That's just what it is, and that's where the internal work is. You know, we can talk about bigger orgasms all day long, but when it comes right down to it, if you haven't done that inner work and you haven't done your own healing journey, you're not going to be connecting at that level, and the orgasms are empty anyways. You know, that's just an energetic experience. There's so much more that's possible here. And if we were just interested in orgasms, we could be at home masturbating, self-pleasuring all day and having orgasms, right? that's not what we're longing for. We are longing for a deep connection and a deep union with another, and love and a spiritual connection, ultimately is what we long for when we come into union with another. So that isn't possible. That level of deep connection and union isn't possible when we're coming from such a place of lack and neediness and unworthiness and insecurity, and not feeling good in our bodies, and not feeling good and not feeling confident and courageous, and our sexual energy isn't flowing because we're all stuck in tension and anxiety and stress and anger. There's a lot of anger and resentment that we're working through. That's another Aries energy. There can be a lot of anger that might come out with this fire energy. And that's kind of an anger at that sense of self, at not feeling good and whole and nourished and celebrated and cherished in this world, in your body, in your lived experience, in your family, in your career, in that can be your family of origin, or that can be the family that you have created yourself, not feeling held and supported and loved. There can be a lot of anger around that because it's fear. It's anger is an expression of the fear. It's fear of not being loved, fear of not being held and seen and cherished, and we get angry and we lash out because it's easier to be defensive than to face that fear and face that feeling of unworthiness and really go into that wounding. So that's the journey, and that's what we're doing here ultimately with sacred sexuality. It's not about that bigger orgasm. It's not, those things happen, but again, that's kind of an energetic experience, when we're really wanting that deep connection of union and within ourselves first and foremost. If we don't have it within, we sure as hell aren't going to have it without. So it's coming within, it's doing the work, it's clearing out all of the stuff that's getting in the way of those deep connections and that deep union and that deep love of self, and that love of your body. The Aries is the body also, it's that here we are, it's our presence in the world. So, whatever's sparking for you right now as we're talking about this, pay attention to that, listen to that, and see, what might be coming up for you in this eclipse gateway, in this eclipse right now. And you can set intention to release that. Very powerful time for setting intentions, these eclipses. It's very powerful energies. But I will tell you from my own experience, setting intention to release often means then we start having the experiences that help us to release that. It's not like, oh, I set intention to release and it's just gone, right? If that was the case, we'd all be enlightened right now, right? I could just intend to be enlightened and I'd be there. But no, when we get on this spiritual path and we set the intention to release things, the universe, our guides, the angels, everything goes to work to support us in that process. So things can start coming to the surface that you get to address and look at, and awarenesses and insights start coming, and you start to see why, what, how, where all of that came to be. And then again, you bring it to your consciousness, and then you can move through it, so setting intention to release body image issues, that's a great thing on an Aries eclipse, because again, it's the body, it's how we come into this world, it's our foundation, it's that root chakra. Setting intention to feel more comfortable in our bodies, we're going to start having some experiences that bring awareness to maybe ways that you don't feel comfortable and how to move through that. And you're going to have insights and awakenings. Maybe dreams will start coming in, maybe an experience with a partner, or, something to help you to see what needs to be seen so that you can move through it. So that tends to be how the spiritual path works. And sometimes there's just grace and shit just goes away, like disappears and is done, because you've gotten to that point in your journey where you're just like ready to be done with something and the energy just clears out. That's gorgeous. And that's what energy healing does a lot of. It helps to bring that out and really support the breaking up. So it does speed it along much quicker, which is why I'm so freaking passionate about it. When we don't work with ourselves at an energetic level, we could just really stay stuck and stagnant in it. So because we can't think our way out of this, we can't mentalize our way out of it. We can't talk therapy our way out of this stuff. I mean, talk therapy has its place, absolutely, because it's helpful to understand some of this so we can work with it at an energetic level. But if we stay just in that state, you know, we just kind of talk it to death and keep spinning in it, getting in there, utilizing energy healing, utilizing breath work, utilizing meditation, utilizing getting into the body to move the energy, you know, the sensual dance, the exercise, the yoga, you know, ways to get in here, get into all this experience, body, mind, and spirit, to clear those energies out. Really important, really important. That's when you're going to start seeing the real improvement that you want, and when you're going to be able to start stepping into that sacred sexual union that you're longing for. The reason you're here on this channel watching this for a specific reason, because you understand that more is possible, and you long for something deeper and more enriching and nourishing, and you long for that wholeness and a deeper connection with the divine within and then without. So welcome to eclipse season. Some good stuff. And I'll say this, eclipses, they last for like 6 months until the next cycle comes around, unless it, you know, that's sooner, but it lasts. It sets things in motion. It's an ongoing energy and ongoing frequencies that really affect us in a big way. Another reason why it's so important to, or so beneficial, we'll say, to set intention and work with these energies very consciously. So yeah, so that's eclipse season, and I'll try to remember to put some links to videos down below of my favorite astrologer. She puts out videos regularly that are just so freaking helpful and have been a game changer for me. Again, because when we understand the energies outside, you know, in our environment that are affecting us so much, we are made of these energies. We don't get to separate, like, that's that energy over here and I'm over here. No, everything is this unified one. It all works together. We are made of these energies. We are made of these planetary energies and these cosmic energies. Everything is connected and unified and one. They're not separate from us. We've just been kind of trained into that. They are a part of us, and they're a way to help us understand our own energies. When you're born, you come and you have an astrology chart is like a snapshot of the cosmos, the sky, the planetary energies when you were born, based on timing, date, geographical location. So it's a snapshot of the energies that were prevalent when you were born. So learning about astrology, learning about your chart, helps you understand what those energies are when you came into existence here on this, in this realm, in this dimension, in this 3D experience. So those are the energies you are created with, that, you know, that are prevalent. So understanding those helps you really navigate in a much more smooth way. You know, when you see like, oh, there's tension here, now I understand why I feel so restricted in this area, and here's a way to help open that up for myself, you know. Or here's a way that's, I'm really skilled in this area. This is showing that this is a powerful energy in my chart. Wow, how do I cultivate that and really move into that more in a way that's really supportive? So really powerful energies, really powerful energies. I can't say enough good things about astrology for helping you to navigate, to move through, to step into your highest potential, to navigate the challenges, challenging energies that have been prevalent throughout your life. You know, these are patterns. There's patterns that are very clear in your astrology chart. They're just like, bam, you have a good astrology reading and they're like, it's mind-boggling. Like, how the hell did you know that just from looking at this piece of paper that's like this 2D thing? Like, what? Amazing, amazing, amazing. So anyway, let us, I'm going to set the intention with our space. Again, I don't have my sage here today, but we have a beautiful fork. So, and speaking of frequencies, this is the 528 fork. They call it the love frequency, but it's really wonderful for cleansing the space and setting intention, and just a gorgeous vibration. They say DNA repair and healing too. So Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the cards and see what they have to say to support us on our journey into sacred sexuality, especially utilizing these powerful eclipse energies. So, thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sun. Thank you to all the beautiful planetary energies that we are connecting with and that support us so beautifully on our path. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, spirit guides and helpers. Thank you to any frequencies that we connect with that are supporting us so beautifully. We're so grateful for your presence and helping us to align more fully with our highest potential, releasing all that is not serving our highest good, opening into love, moving from a fear-based way of living into a heart-based way of living, for the highest good of all involved. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Cards, wisdom to support us on our journey right now. Support us through these eclipses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Wow. All right. Got like one more. Oh, beautiful. And what's on the deck? Oh, on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Excuse me. Sinuses. Whew. Okay. Wow. Taking a moment to take all these cards in and see what's coming through. Some of it's just really freaking clear. Okay, so first and foremost, we have the Seven of Cups, which is a card for me of illusion, delusion, distraction. Look at all these cups filled with things that this person's like, oh, they're like, and they're a shadow person. You know, this is what is supporting the shadow aspects of ourselves. Where's the distraction? Where's the, and this is an emotion, water card, so it's our emotions and our intuition, and it's the feminine side, that deeper, this is the unconscious right here. You know, where are all of these distractions adding to your shadow, supporting the shadow? Where is it time to move out of this? Especially in this eclipse, when we were just talking about the powerful eclipse energies that are ready to clear some of this out. But again, we have to do the work. We have to sit down and take the time. We don't just expect all these things to happen and just to go away. It's time to address what is getting in the way, you know, is getting in the way of your healthy relationships, healthy sacred sexuality, healthy connection with yourself, loving yourself, being in your heart. You know, where are you distracted, and where do you know you need to bring it back in and let go of some things? This is a powerful time for letting go. And what is getting in the way of you being in your body, as we were talking about with this Aries energy that's about the self? What is taking you away from yourself? What is distracting you from being in your power, being in your passion, being in your purpose? Again, this is a solar eclipse in Aries. That is a fire energy. It's the masculine. It's a sacred masculine energy. Where are you distracting and not being in your power and allowing other things to take you away from you being in your power and you doing your work, you being on your spiritual path and aligning with what's truly important to you? And here we have the Eight of Cups. It is time to walk away from something. He is like, okay, Audi, I put a lot of energy into this, but it's time to go. Recognizing that there's an emptiness here. There's a hole. There's something that's just not going to be filled, and it just won't. It's time to walk away. It's time to let go of some things, some old ways of being. It's really time to move forward. It's time to get some clarity. Here's the King of Swords. Sit down with yourself, open to that clarity coming through, and I imagine you know what this is. There is clarity here. It's just about the courage and confidence, utilizing this powerful energy, Aries energy, to step into your power again. Get in the confidence, move forward with that clarity that's coming through. You know, when you sit down with yourself and you just ask for clarity, it's probably going to show up pretty quickly. Right into stillness and meditation. Again, it's like coming in within, coming within, coming within, getting clear, opening, listening, hearing. What are the messages that need to come through? What is that clarity? You know, and when you get the clarity, you're going to move into more stillness and calm and within yourself, more peace, you know. And then that moves into the Queen of Swords. Again, more clarity, cutting through. She is just confident in her power. This is again when we were talking about, I've been talking about the elements of sacred sexuality, and the air is communication. It's our breath. It's our mind, you know. So getting clear in our thought process, clearing out the distracting energies that are not serving your highest good. Walking away from some old ways of being, some old patterns, you know, that just are not serving you, and getting clear, opening to the clarity, opening to, yes, I know what I need to do. Yes, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to be in my power. I'm ready to release the unhealthy thought patterns that are spinning, you know, and I'm stepping into this. And it's a beautiful, it's the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. There's so much clarity here. So much clarity here. And then that moves into the Lovers card, the Two of Cups. This isn't the Lovers, the major arcana, but the Two of Cups. But it's a harmony and a balance and a union within. I really think of this as an inner sacred feminine, sacred masculine balance and harmony and union. And it's a giving and a receiving and a support from the cosmos, from the angels above. You know, it's really supporting us on our path into this sacred feminine, sacred masculine balance, harmony, and union. And when we let go of these things and step away and recognize where we need to let go, and we find the courage and the confidence to let go, you know, then we come into that union and that harmony and that balance within, but recognizing it and opening to the clarity that's coming through. Oftentimes we'll hear the messages and we ignore them. You know, we know what we need to do. We just get lost in the distraction, and we don't take the time. We don't take the time and energy and allow our process. We get way stuck in this shit. This is what the 3D world is all about. It's distraction, it's illusion, it's feeding the shadow side, you know. Where are you fighting yourself? Where are you fighting this growth and transformation? This is the Wands, you know, and he's I can see this as a couple. He's like defending. So maybe where do you need to defend your spiritual growth and your transformation, and be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this regardless of the external world. Maybe, you know, career, family, friends that aren't as supportive of your path and what you're doing, but you have the clarity now. You know what you need to do. You're over the distraction. You're ready for this harmony and this balance and union within, and for those healthier relationships. And you got to defend your journey. You got to be like, yeah, you know what? I am going to go on this journey. I am on this spiritual path. I am ready to have healthy sacred sexuality. I'm ready to embark on this pilgrimage for myself. I'm ready to step into a new way of being, and I will defend that. I will defend that. So where do you need to be strong in your power and just do what is right for you, and utilize this powerful Aries energy, this powerful eclipse, to set the intention to, I'm going to be in my courage and my confidence. I'm going to be strong in my path. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to do what is right for me, despite the distractions, despite all the things that are adding to the shadow, despite all the stuff in the world, you know, that can really get in the way. So yeah, this is a really, you know, the Wands is that fire energy. It's that passion, that purpose, that creativity. It's a spiritual growth and transformation. So this is, he's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to freaking do this thing, you know. Utilize this energy to get the clarity that you need, the clarity around, you know, I see with the feminine and the masculine out here, clarity, like where is your wounding? And we're at this Chiron wounded healer. So maybe some clarity coming through on the wounding, the wounded feminine, the wounded masculine. You know, what is that that's coming up for you that has been lending to the distraction and the need to like try to get outside of yourself. You know, this is why we get distracted. This is why we overeat. We eat foods that aren't good for us. We too much screen time. We pornography, anything like alcohol, too much cannabis. You know, that's a big one lately. All the ways to get out of our experience because we don't feel safe and comfortable and held and cherished. That's not the experience that we're having. So anything to take us out of the moment, you know, and distract us from our reality, our lived experience, distract us from the pain and the anger that we're feeling and the resentment and the distract us from having to go in and do that work, you know, to do that work. So, but this is all very supportive of open to what's coming through and what's really clear that you need to walk away from, and that it's time, you know, and yeah, walk away, let it go. And yeah, that might be painful and there might be some heartache around that, but you know, on the other side of that, you're going to get that clarity, you're going to get that confidence, you're going to get that really clear sacred masculine, like, yes, this is it. And you're going to come into more peace and stillness and open up that experience to yeah, that inner stillness and that presence and that contemplation, a deeper place of opening to your inner self, opening to the cosmos, opening to a calm mind. The swords is a mental energy, so it can really bring down, because this is what all this distraction is. It's mental machinations, but this is also the emotional, like where are we distracting ourselves from emotions that might be challenging for us, you know? But we can walk away from that and know that there's a new way, and we've got the clarity here. We've got the clarity. It's gorgeous. And even the clarity in the sacred feminine, that's really beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, and coming into balance. I mean, this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card here. This is the promise, you know, the inner harmony and balance. And yeah, hold strong, defend your position. You know what needs to happen. You know where you're ready to move forward. And defend it to yourself if you need to. And this might not have anything to do with any external factors. This might be all about your own crap, you know, the own distraction. You know it's time. You know it's time. We've been doing that with the reading last week. I think it was like, heed the call. It's freaking time. With that, it was the judgment card. You're being called to action now. It's time. It's time. So defend even against your own self, your own crap that wants to come in and keep you down, you know, keep you in a low vibe state, in the unconscious way of being. So defend yourself, do what you need to do, enroll in that program, embark on that pilgrimage, you know, do what you need to do to support yourself in this journey, in this process. So really gorgeous cards. Let me see if there's anything more coming through. That just felt very clear to me. And yeah, there's so much around just coming into more stillness, you know, practicing meditation and calm, and just allowing some time, cutting out some time in your day to do this inner work for yourself and allow the messages to come through. Listen, there's so much going on right now. We are so beautifully supported. So open to that. Set the intention, ask for support in whoever you connect with. And that could just be your higher self. You know, if you're not connected with angels or spirit guides or anything, maybe that's not part of your path right now, but your higher self, your soul can support you. You know, just ask for guidance. Ask the sun, ask the planets, ask the earth. You know, I know a lot of us are really jaded from unhealthy experiences with religion, so we've kind of shut down kind of to God or to angels, or to, you know, that a bad taste has been left in our mouth. You know, I had a real thing with angels and God. I was just like, what? you know, some dude in the sky, or angels I associated with Christianity. And so I was just, you know, I just had this kind of defensive shutdown around that. And as I've gone on my path, I come to understand, like, angelic frequencies are not what I thought. They're not about Christianity. They're frequencies, they're beings, they're energies in our experience that are here to support us and are part of us. You know, we're all connected. It's all one, and it's very supportive. So when you call on the angels, on the archangels, they are right there, because that's their whole purpose, you know. But you know, don't take my word for it. If this speaks to you at all, try it out. Archangel Michael is a very powerful energy, very powerful sacred masculine energy that is right there to support you when you ask. You know, they will not interfere. These energies don't interfere. They just, like, but they're frequencies we get to tap into. They are part of our experience. All of this energy is here right now, and we just set the intention to connect with it, and it's there to support us. You know, you don't have to think of it as some being with wings. You know, it's a frequency. It's an energy that we can tap into. Just like we can tap into the energy of sadness if we just, you know, sit down and think into it. We can tap into that energy, right? We can tap into happiness, we can tap into joy, we can tap into love, we can tap into a lot of things. So that archangel frequency, we can tap into. So, but yeah, so if that speaks to you, you know, check it out. But again, contemplation, stillness, open to the messages, open to the wisdom that's coming through. It's because it's here, and we're being supported in a really big way. Okay, so we're going to go into now the mythical goddess energies for an oracle card to support us, to support the reading. So let's see what the goddess has to say, sacred feminine, to bring into. Thank you, beautiful goddess, beautiful sacred feminine energies. Thank you so much for supporting us so beautifully. Any words of wisdom right now to support us on our journey in this beautiful Aries eclipse, conjunct the North Node, that wounded healer? Where are we ready to release some of the wound? Ooh. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, we've got fire. There's that Aries energy, that solar energy, but fire, mother, regeneration. She's got a feather, and she's made of fire. That's beautiful. The mother of fire is the Kundalini goddess of power, the embodiment of regeneration by fire. Aries energy, let this regenerate and rejuvenate us, you know, burn the old to the ground, burn that wounding to the ground, that we may rise up. The phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, this fire energy that illuminates, that transforms, that brings that spiritual growth and that transformation. Let's open into that, you know, let it burn away. Set that intention, burn away all that is not serving my highest good, and see what happens with that. And then please illuminate how to move forward, and please transform these energies into something that supports my highest good. She brings the rising Kundalini force that lights up the cells and transmutes the DNA into purified wholeness. Beautiful for this Aries energies. Her flame of renewal brings healing and new form on earth. There's a Chiron, the wounded healer. She's bringing healing with the fire energy. The Aries sun on that wounded healer. The fire to transmute that old wound. Transmute it. Set that intention to transmute it. You don't even have to know exactly what it is. We don't need to know. Some of it is just beyond articulation. But there's a wound that keeps us from knowing our true worth, being confident in ourselves, knowing that we're worthy of love, feeling very confident and safe and held here on this planet, you know, in our bodies, in this reality. We live from a lot of fear. We're not living from a place of love and passion and purpose and creativity and joy. You know, it's more fear-based, fear of what is going to happen, fear of what did or didn't happen, fear of this, that, or the other, fear of not getting our needs met, fear of not being taken care of, fear of not being loved. Let's let that go. Set that intention with this. She comes to you at this time of your life when regeneration is needed on your sacred path to wholeness. Right? That's what, what all this is about. Open to her restorative fire of primal creation. That's that Aries energy. It's the beginning of the zodiac. It is the primal creation. It is that burst that into existence. Open to her restorative fire of primal creation and witness the renewal of your entire being. Holy shit, that's powerful. She will regenerate your vitality and revive your will, returning you to completeness and power. Wow. Yes, yes, that's exactly what this Aries energy is if we allow it. So come into stillness, come into recognize where you are ready to let go. Don't let yourself keep yourself from doing what you need to do, what you know you need to do, what you're ready to do. And let the mother, let that fire energy burn it away. Burn away that wounding. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Woo! Wow. I think that just couldn't be any more perfect for right now. For this beautiful energy. And when you're ready to really deep dive into this, be sure to check out my 12-week program. It's going to be starting in June, where that's, again, it's all about clearing out that energy, right? And stepping strong into our power with the energy healing, with the teachings, with the understanding of the wounded feminine, wounded masculine, stepping strong into sacred feminine, sacred masculine, healthy ways of being, you know, really aligning with that for yourself. And, setting the intention to do what you need to do, to take the action, to take the steps to create your own reality, to shift what is not serving you, what is not working. Where are your relationships not fully aligning and supporting you and nourishing you? How do you get into alignment? How do you change your vibration and frequency so that you are connecting with the things that are going to be most nourishing for you? You know, like attracts like, and when we're vibrating at this lower energy, and when we have not done our work, and we're still stuck in these old energies, these old belief systems, these old patterns, these old thought patterns, that's what we attract. We attract more of that same frequency. We attract more of the same experiences that are going to support that frequency. We attract more of this. It's time to walk away. When you're ready to walk away, and when you're ready for some support with that process in a really big way, definitely check out that Empowered Sacred Masculine Total Life Transformation 12-week intensive. It's on my website. All the information links down below. So it's going to be a really beautiful, powerful cohort this June. I'm so excited. And then, of course, always mentioning the pilgrimage, authentic tantric sacred sexuality pilgrimage to India, to really also open up, clearing out the wounded feminine, wounded masculine energies, and stepping strong into our sacred feminine and sacred masculine, and really connecting with the powerful frequencies in India, and really embarking on a deep pilgrimage deep within, to support that aligning always with love, with empowerment, with courage, with confidence, and learning a whole new way of being in the world, a whole new way of relating, a whole new way of connecting with our sexual energy and that life force energy, and getting that flowing and moving. Whew, it's going to be powerful. So check out my website for much more information about that as well. And thank you so much for being here. Feel free to reach out when you'd like to schedule a one-on-one session with me as well. Sacred sexuality ritual, spiritual guidance, energy healing, sound healing. I have a many beautiful, powerful offerings to support you on your journey into sacred sexuality on my website. So feel free to check those out. And I have a lot of resources on my website to support you on your journey as well. Videos, books, documentaries to really help you deep dive into it. You know, I'm really just all about supporting us to be in that healthier union and connection and love, first and foremost, within and then without. So really opening up to that healthy body, mind, and spirit by clearing it out. You know, we got to clear out the old shit before we can align with all that beautiful shit. Beautiful shit. That sounded funny. Yeah, so, and like, comment, and subscribe. I am so grateful that you're here, and I look forward to further connections with you and more presence. I would love to hear how this resonated for you. How is this eclipse season going for you? Where are you ready to move forward? What are you ready to leave behind? Definitely feel free to share about it below. It's a beautiful support to others on the path as well. So I think that's it. I'm so grateful again for your presence, and I look forward to more in the future. Sending you much love and happy eclipse to you. Wow, powerful energies. Bye all.